Okay children, now we are going to discuss about 2015 A-level MCQ questions with the answers with the procedure. 8th question. If the demand for milk powder increases whenever a person's income increases, then milk powder is an example of. So first of all children, you have to identify the components here. Components are, you can see here, the demand and income. So you have to identify the relationship between these components. Now you have the answers. We'll go through the answers. Income elasticity, an inferior good, a normal good here. An inferior good has the negative or inverse relationship between income and demand. That means when the income increases, the demand decreases, and also the income decreases, the demand also increases. That is the negative relationship. A normal good, it has a positive relationship between the income and demand. When the income increase, the demand increase, and also the income decrease, the demand also decrease. That is a normal good under the income elasticity. A free good, which means goods with unlimited supply at zero price, are called non-economic goods or free goods. Examples: air, water, and sunlight. Then a given good. A given good means it is the opposite of the law of demand. That means positive relationship exists between price and quantity demand. That means the price increases, the quantity demand increase, and the price decrease, quantity demand also decrease. That has a positive relationship. Then a public good, that means non-rival and non-excludable. That is a public good. Here the milk powder demand increase and income also increase at that time. It has positive relationship between income and demand. It is under the income elasticity. That means positive relationship under the income elasticity. That is a normal good. Then 9th question. At a given time when demand increases and supply decreases in a competitive market for a normal good. So here the demand increase and the supply decrease. So you have to draw the diagrams like this. Then you can easily understand the answer. Then here the supply decrease. You can see the supply curve shifted to leftward. The demand increase, that is why the demand curve shifted to rightward. But you can see the gap between demand curve and the supply curve. The demand curve gap is greater than the supply curve gap. So at that time the price increase and the quantity also increase. Now second diagram, when you draw this diagram, you can see here the demand increase but supply decrease, but demand increase less than the supply decreasement. So the gap. So at that time the price increase and quantity decrease. Then here you can see the supply decrease and demand increase, but the equal amounts it shifting. So the price increase but quantity is not changing. Children, you have to remember, in each diagram equilibrium price will rise but equilibrium quantity will either rise, fall, or remain unchanged. You have to concern about here, they didn't mention the amounts that the supply and demand decrease or increase. What is the amount? The supply decreases greater than the demand, or demand increases the greater than the supply, like that they didn't mention here. That is why we have to draw the diagrams, and the three things happen, the three situations happens because of that. Then 10th question. Sugar and jaggery are considered as substitutes for each other in many consumption activities. Therefore, if the price of sugar rises, we would expect sugar and jaggery are substitutable goods. That means it has positive relationship under cross price elasticity. That means we have to consider one production price and the other production the demand. Then when the price of the sugar rises, means the prices are high consumers demand less from the sugar. Now the price of the jaggery is low than the price of the sugar, so they demand jaggery than the sugar. So the demand for jaggery to increase. 11th question. Suppose that the price elasticity of demand for coconut is minus 1.0 when the price is 60 per coconut, quantity demand is 500 coconuts. What will be the price of coconut when the quantity demand is 600 coconuts? So, children, it's easy to make chart like this for this information. Then you can easily understand what is the answer. Here the price and quantity demand. So I add 60 price and the demand at that time 500. When quantity demand is 600, we have to find out the price here. We don't have the price here. So they mentioned the price elasticity demand is equal 1. Remember children, at that time the total revenue remained constant. Total revenue means the producer's revenue. How to find out the producer's revenue? The producer's revenue we have find out total revenue P into Q. That means the equilibrium price into equilibrium quantity. Here the first one equilibrium price we have 60 and the quantity is 500. At that time the total revenue is 30,000. So here we mention total revenue remain constant when the price increase or decrease. The total revenue is same. At that time the price is 50. Then 12th question. Which of the following will cause the demand curve for a good to shift to the left? That means demand curve shift to left means the demand is decreasing. There are two things happen. Price increase or decrease. So when price increase or decrease can be shown by a point move one place to another place along the demand curve. That means the demand curve is not shifting on the demand curve one point to another point changing. When a decrease in the price of a complementary good. Complementary goods under the cross price elasticity we can take as example torch and battery. When the torch prices are decreased, we purchase more torch. Then at that time the battery demand is increased. So the demand curve shift to rightward. An increase in price of substitute goods. Substitute goods we can take tea and coffee. Tea prices increase, we purchase from the tea less, we purchase from the coffee high. So at that time the coffee demand is increased, that demand curve shift to rightward. An expectation of a future price decline. When the future price decline means now the current price is increased. So we purchase in future more because in future the price decline. Now the price is increased. We purchase less from that good. So the demand curve shift to leftward at that time.